So, where we left off, we had just defeated the Thracians in a major battle, in a heroic victory basically. We have a rebellion now. Our army is kinda weak, but not that weak that we can't actually do anything with it. We are able to move and act, and possibly even take Odessa, which is a certain possibility, and I think I will go for it. But I won't allow this rebellion just to stand here and just take and stay afterwards, which will force us to take that back again. So we're gonna take on these rebels first. And this battle is so easy that I will not even try to fight it. I'm just gonna auto-solve it and see what happens. I mean, this is pretty favorable to us, so let's just get rid of them. And with them gone, we're of course gonna ransom the captives to get more gold, because we're still in a deficit. We're gonna use this army now. Oh my god, this fucking unit. Our general unit that's fucking destroyed. But we are gonna move for Odysseus. We're gonna take it. And we are gonna fight this battle here, because these units are so weak that they will not do this much damage here. They will not destroy 25% of my army. They're gonna destroy like 1-2%, so let's fight this for ourselves. There we go, we're gonna have a rainy battle this time. That's kind of interesting. And for these battles here, because we're gonna struggle a lot with manpower and such, these guys here, they're gonna stay in reserve, so we are gonna use our weaker units like these guys as the vanguard. And then we're gonna have a lot of flanking units actually. They can stay up here for now. Two of you can go this direction here. Cavalry, you will have to stay over here, because usually there are a few ships that will land down there. We'll have to counter them somehow. Skirmishers can get up here as well. Cavalry there, general right there, and we have one more unit. These guys, they will also stay in reserve because they are kind of weak. Actually, they could join in with these guys here. Flank around. And that's what they will do. You guys should form up right there. You guys should stay right there. We have one ship down there. Warriors, get up there. And yeah, here we go. Now they're gonna charge in. Let's see if we can get a proper charge too. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, let's see. These guys should all move to intercept them down here. Because that's like that programming, I guess. And we're gonna keep our units ready to reinforce. And these guys will prepare to get in there as well. You guys can sit right there. The cavalry, on the other hand, will be the ones to charge in first and go for these slingers and such. But we'll have to wait until this last Thracian militia here has passed, because they will be able to counter our cavalry. The militia units are moving out now to handle our cavalry, but they will just move past, keep on moving, keep on moving. Take them down, take them down. They will have one unit of Thracian warriors just charge in once you are able to. You guys will just keep on moving. You guys will try to stay along the coast or the cliffside here for as long as possible. Only one unit will charge in and keep these guys at bay. And then these guys can just simply flank around. That one unit is gone, so now we will charge their Thracian warriors, which is the only decent unit, and also their general for some reason. But ours should still be better, because they are proper fighters, proper warriors, not a single garrison unit. Our spare units, you have done your part, so you can now fall back, because you're taking quite a few casualties. I know Agrianian Axemen and warriors, Thracian warriors, they are just better in general. Cavalry you can start charging into. Just get in there. And we have now captured the capture point, so let's mount up again. And we have broken through now, so we will be able to recharge the last few guys, and they will rout basically by the first contact. So there we go. And it's a decisive victory, of course. Nice. And down he goes. Now, we have a few options here, because, of course, we could loot the settlement again and get even more gold. But we could also liberate the town, or even subjugate them, which will also give us a bit of gold, not liberating, but subjugating will. Because as an AI faction with 2 settlements, usually, just by having 1 settlement at least, actually 2, they will usually have more than 1 army. And they will most likely come for us. But we just do not know if that is the case. And we really need the gold. I mean, we could use it a lot for the long expedition, and the more gold we have, the longer we will be able to march. And I think it's also very viable to just get rid of the patricians for good. Because if we subjugate them, they will be able to just take down our own last settlement if they betray us. So I'll probably suggest that we'll loot this now, and let's do that then. And they have been destroyed. Good. So there was no army to worry about, and Decimus Brutus increased in rank again, as well as the Pre-Metallica Legion here. And we will increase our campaign movement range, as well as... What else can we get, actually? Can we get upkeep, reduction cost, and replenishment rate? Yes, please. That is so crucial. It's actually insane. Increase defense for levy units. That could actually be good as well for us, because we're gonna use a lot of levies. I mean, I believe these guys are considered levies. Well, I hope they are, because we just gave them that bonus. We can't see what this white thing is, right? No, we can't. But in terms of Decimus Brutus himself, we're gonna go for military conscription, Master of Scouts, and then also military logistics. So now we're actually making money for the time being. And that's good, actually. That's very good. We're gonna get another rebellion, and our towns here, they are destroyed. We can't really get anything out of them. But neither do we actually need to. Let's merge these guys up again, and then let's start recruiting new units. You two, you will be the first to be disbanded. We'll merge these guys as well. And I believe we can recruit 4 units right now, because we just took another settlement. And yeah, we will be able to do that. And I think we're gonna go for another Javelin unit, because right now we have 3 ranged units and only one of them is actually decent. The skirmishers, they're trash. Might as well accept that. So let's get that going, and I would also like a scout right away, because I feel like we've been in a few situations where scouts could have helped us quite a lot. And actually, I just saw some... Oh, we completed a mission. Great. Well, we can't afford any more scouts, but this guy will give us more unit replenishment and morale for all units in local armies. So I think we could actually use this guy here in our army. But also that might be a waste of money, and I actually think that would be more of a waste than actually help us. So we're gonna leave that alone and just use this simple agent here, single agent, to scout ahead. Perhaps even just look at our enemies and make sure they are not actually trying to move against us just yet. But we're not gonna stay here for all that long. We might stay here for longer than initially expected, like perhaps take Pulpadiva back and then maybe even Nisus just to get a bit of breathing room so we can actually have some time to move further than before, because I do not want to take attrition like that again when we lost our last settlement. Another thing to consider is that the longer we stay here, the more likely these factions around us will declare war on us. Probably all of them will at some point, basically turning this into a total war campaign. So we're gonna have to consider that as well and perhaps move on faster than expected. What the fuck? I've never experienced a faction demanding gold in exchange for nothing else. What the fuck? But you know what? I'm curious. I've never seen this before, so I'll just accept it. I want to see if this actually helps us out. And we had a rebellion, of course, and we can't really move around. The Dalmatians, they have been destroyed. The ones threatening us in the past, or the ones we trespassed upon. And we're just gonna make a quick round looking for people to ally, or trade with at least. But I feel like the amount of people that do feel some form of favor towards us are quite limited, and that seems to be the case. Let's have a quick look here. What do they have in their capital? They have a single army and weakened garrison, but it will probably be complete once we get there. But I think we're gonna make a move and try to take the capital. Get rid of these fucking rebels first. I mean, they're gonna come back no matter what, but we might be able to get over there first. No, they will be back rather fast. We're gonna move then the next turn. Once it is spring, we will be able to attack and possibly auto-solve this battle here, or attack them on the field, which will allow us to take Pulpadiva, or subjugate them. Can we do anything here? I would like to repair Odysseus. Actually, I will demolish these buildings here, because that will turn them into our own cultural buildings, but it will of course lower their usability. I mean, that's all we can really do here. I would also like to establish a character right here, Athena perhaps, because we've used it before. And then establish him as a governor, because he will be able to gain a bit of experience, and we really need that. Oh, the rebels actually attack, and now we only have Athena here to defend. He's probably gonna die. So he's dead now as well, protection expired, and that is kind of bad. And they are moving towards Anthea, and they could, in theory, take it. But we are gonna be faster here and subjugate them first. And I think we'll have to auto-solve this one here. We're not gonna be able to actually take the town. It will be too costly of a battle if we do this manually. So we're gonna have to balance stance here and take them down and then subjugate them. That will give us a bit of gold, and it will bring their army over to our side. We can recruit one of their units, which is gonna be fun. We are gonna merge our own units because they are very expensive and we can't really afford to have them around. We're gonna quickly move through and keep going. We can get a unit of cavalry. And hopefully they will not attack Thrace or Anthea down here. We have a few units this time, so this time I'm gonna recruit another general, and hopefully he will be able to survive. Because what's faction are they from? The Cornelia family. They have basically been obliterated now. And we are protected, so we won't get a civil war just yet, but 2 of the leaders died, and that is very bad news. We're also going to use this general here to recruit units. Like this, we can actually get Rurare units, which is fun. And you guys should just go over here to Anthea then, for now. And then you can just get deployed. Can we do anything with Tillus now? Can we, like, get a trade agreement? No. They still don't like us all that much. That's to be expected. They will most likely declare war on us at some point. Or they might end up going to war with the other factions. Which would be really good for us too, actually. So the fact that Tillus are actually helping us get rid of the rebels is actually really good. And the fact that we have rebels also means that if we take this town up here, we will not actually suffer all that much from a rebellion, or from sacking it, or looting it. So we're gonna attack, and we will fight this one manually as well. I probably won't show it because we just had a battle here previously, but we're gonna take them on, and our units are actually kind of weak. Do we have any mercenaries we can acquire? No. Fuck. And this now means that we have captured this town, and we could subjugate them just like we did with the last ones, but we could loot and occupy this too. I think we're gonna loot this one here because I would like at least 2 settlements, so we have some breathing room in case people actually come and attack us. And they are now gone as well, and we should be in somewhat a decent position. We're gonna get rid of this ship right here. We're gonna keep this building here because this one is the one that's actually giving us these Thracian units to recruit. And without it, these units here, we are in big trouble. So let's recruit a few more of them. We are already recruiting units down here. And we can actually keep on recruiting units, so that's very good actually. We're recruiting 5 units at the time. We have rebels right here, but most likely our subjects will deal with them. And I will repair that because this gives us slaves. And with slaves, we are gonna be more likely to actually trade with other factions. At your service. Now, we have a few options here because we could either try to seek a trade agreement here by joining their wars, which they most likely will not accept because for some reason that is not a thing in Divide Et Impera. Like, look at this. We're willing to join all the wars and they are not likely to accept this at all. Not even for trade agreement, because maybe that's because we have this many wars here, but it's still kind of dumb. But we could also end up going to war with them. They have a town here, Ephesus, apparently. And if we declare war on them, we might be able to become friends with the Seleucids down here, and that would be very good. But we're also going to trespass through their territory, so at the same time, we might actually just cause further issues for ourselves by doing that.
My skills are yours.
We could, in theory, just build a few ships and sail for the next few turns along the coast here, and then probably get all the way up to Thapsus or something, and then from there move down. You know what, that's actually not a bad idea. I think we are going to do that. The issue, though, is we are at war with the Scythians, and they do not have ships just yet, so actually, yeah, that is actually a viable option. Lebo, you are going to be the man in charge of the fleet. You're going to get the weakest ships, because we're not going to spend any more money on ships than necessary. We're going to get that one, but we can't. Do you have any proletariat units down here? just about not enough. What about if we disband this unit right here? That should give you enough, but apparently it didn't work. God damn it. So the Athenians declare war on us, and we could call in our allies. But I fear they might actually break the alliance if we do that just now. Because they are very disloyal actually. So let's not call in our allies, just accept the war declaration and move on. Research complete, so now we have longer movement range and there are pirates at Ascalon, but we do not care about that. The RDI are at war with Epirus, which is an opportunity for us to perhaps start trading with the RDI, because they will look more favorably upon us. No. And there we go, and Thea has a lot of proletariat units now, so we can send our ships down there. We're gonna recruit a supply ship, and then we will actually next turn be able to set sail. If we can get you into the port. Or we could also just recruit a few more units while we are waiting around. And I think we need to do that. We need to get you guys. We need to... Can we get more mercenaries? No, we can't. Gonna get rid of you. Can get one more of you guys at least. You could also recruit units, right? Yeah, you can. I'm gonna go for some Roara units and 2 more of you guys, because that's what we will be able to get. And then I think after we've recruited these units here, we're gonna use the winter to stay in the ports, and then the turn after that we are gonna set sail and just hopefully get all the way over here to this side of the Black Sea, which will become our capital if these settlements fall. But with Tillers on our side, at least for the moment, they might be able to withstand. And now I just realized that the Tribali are actually moving towards us, so that's not good. Our spy, you will be going into Junius Brutus's army and hopefully increase his campaign movement range. And yeah, it does. By 11%, that's actually quite good. We need to decide what to research. And I think I'm going to go for land management and then go down to water sluicing. This is usually what I go for first in any campaign because I want the sanitation bonuses and the growth and whatnot. But this time here, we needed other things. We had other priorities, but soon we are gonna settle down for good, I believe, because we can probably make this voyage here in like 6 turns. And from here on out, it's not all that far away, actually. Conflict of the Orders. A criminal gang is running rampant, bringing chaos to the streets of Rome. However, dealing with the problem is not as simple as it may first appear, as the gang is rumored to be under the protection of a patrician from a prominent gens, and thus beyond the law. The plebs are in great distress and threaten secession. Okay, I remember I've done this once before and I appeased them with the speech, which was kind of neutral but not all that great. So let's... we should make an example of the criminals, which will probably hurt our political standing. But we need these lands here to stay as positive as possible. And we see the rebels, they're still being pushed around, and Tillus, they have disappeared for the moment. But we are gonna depart basically now on the next turn. So we're gonna get into the ports and then prepare to set sail. This army here could use a bit of rework, but we're gonna disband these units here. They are too expensive and they're not gonna be any use for us. And we need the income more. Or slow this down at least. And we're not going to be able to replenish anything while we have this massive of a food shortage. Yeah, we're actually able to trade with the Veneti right now. Can we make them our client state or something? No. But we can trade, and they are willing to pay us for a trade. Actually, quite a lot for a trade. So that's very, very good, actually. We have another ally. And I actually am going to spend all that gold on becoming friends with Tillus, if possible. Okay, it's not possible. I'm just trying to see now if they ever would accept this. No. But we will send them a gift. Not that much, of course. Like 1 or 2,000. It needs to be on a high before it actually has any effect on their relations. So we're gonna give them 3,000 gold, which was basically what the Veneti gave us. And it will give us 20 bonuses to relations, which hopefully will slowly turn them more friendly towards us. And we kind of need that, at least. So perhaps it would have been more wise if we used the gold to trade with other factions, but I do not think that's going to be possible. Oh, the RDA, they're willing to trade with us now too, so let's take as much gold as we can, not that much. But they are willing to give us a bit of gold. For 900, there we go. And Tillus, they are actually attacking the rebels, and we will be able to support them in combat, which will increase our standing with them. We'll ransom the captives, giving us 1,000 gold. And this is one of the good things about having subjects. They will deal with the rebels for you. We still have a food shortage and rebellions, and Fronta, where is that again? It's all the way down here. So those pirates are not our problem. Lydia has been destroyed. That's the faction that was right around here. Probably by Egypt. And I mean, they would be a very good ally to have, but because we're at war with Athens, I doubt that will ever be the case. Hopefully they won't send ships towards us. Although I fear they might do that at some point. Oh my god, look at how many wars we are in. And so many of these will never be resolved because they're gonna be so far away from us. I mean, we might be able to just pay them off at some point. But I highly doubt it. So, we can sail quite far. I have a feeling that is probably where we will be able to reach. By sea, at least. We could also go down to Nicomedia, but I will not do that. We're gonna set sail, and we're gonna go out here. We're gonna have the ships to supply us, which means we won't take attrition like we did during our voyage over to Illyria, over here. Oh, that's where the pirates are. So this should be fine for at least a few turns. For how many turns? Actually, 8 turns. And how long will it take for us to get down here? 4 or 5 turns. There is a coastal settlement right around here somewhere. And we might have to take it. And there we go. Tillus now declare war on us, so we won't have all that much time to move around, because they're gonna attack our settlements, like Anthea right here, and we can't do nothing about it. And most likely they will take, or just at least sack this one here for now, but the rebels will take it then. They actually do take it. And then they're moving for Odysseus, which means we're probably gonna have to take another town soon. So Odysseus is our only town. Once again, the plebs are happy, but a lot of other things are very, very bad for us. And we need to sail, keep on sailing. There is a town right here that we will be able to capture. You are the furthest, or the slowest, so you will be able to move first. We can then place the ship right there, and then put you guys just slightly ahead to scout. You are supplied, right? Yeah, you are. Sinope. We might have to take this town right here. They have a lot of units, it seems. And ours are not all that great anymore. So I would like to get a bit further than this. But Odysseus is most likely gonna get occupied soon by Tillis here. Unless we can get like a peace agreement, which I highly doubt. No. We should never have given them that gold. And they attack Odysseus, of course. So let's see what happens here. Hopefully they will just sack it or something. But if they take it, we are in big trouble again. And they do take it. Shit. Oh no, what happened? Oh shit, that's very bad actually. We just lost the general. Our trade has been disrupted with all the factions that we had. He was overcome by attrition, and did he actually die? No. But Marcus Junius Brutus has become the new Primus Inter Pares, because Decimus is too weak to actually act. And we need to strike now. We need to do something here. Can we get up here? We can. You got up there at least. And you guys will have to land, I guess. Bring the ships over. And then we'll have to just attack, I guess. Declare war. They do not have any allies. And they have a lot more men than us. And much better cavalry, actually. Let's see, can we get some mercenaries here? We can. But they're just expensive as fuck. I feel like the cavalry is needed. Can we attack these guys? No, we can't actually. Oh shit, now they move quite far away. What about if we do this? So, this battle here, it actually ended up being so crazy and stupendously important that I actually ended up saving it so we could go through this as a replay. And here we are now. I have formed up what little army we have out here on the far right. And also, I toggled to only use the small army, so we will only have 20 units on each side. And that is mainly because our units, we have so few of them and they have far more than us, and I really need this victory here. And we're gonna use any means necessary to get to Persia. Once we get there, we might ease up on our exploits stuff. But at the moment, we're just trying to link up. All the cavalry are luckily one of the few units that actually end up spawning in first. We also have a few ships out here, but they're gonna have to sail all the way back. So it's gonna take a while for them to get here. Sinope, our enemy here, they are forming up outside of the town, which is really bad for us because that means they will now try to challenge us on width, which we really doesn't have. It would be much better for us if they got stuck in like these chokes here, so we could just kind of crash in on each side. But that's not gonna be possible now. So we're gonna wait here to link up with other units. And as they're gonna land out here on the beach, we're slowly gonna fall back to the coastline too, so we can use the water as a protected flank of sorts. Which also will mean that we can keep the cavalry all the way out on the left. But overall, there is one main plan here, and one way we could win this, because we're not gonna win by destroying all of their units at once. That would be insane, because our units, they're gonna die rather fast, like these simple guys here, like the Thracians, like, look at them. They're not going to be able to fight off proper Persian units, or whatever, Pontic units, I guess. So we had to find a way to win this battle here, and luckily for us, there is this glitch of sorts, or an exploit maybe, which is that when each side has 20 units, the fact is that if all 20 units on your position side have routed or have broken or routed, then the battle will end in your favor as a victor, despite still having reinforcements on their way. Because reinforcements, when you're only allowed to have 20 units in the field, those reinforcements will only enter the battle if the entire unit of the remaining units that are alive have fled out of the border. This red zone here, I guess. So our goal here for this battle here, our main strategy, is to take on all of these guys and hope that we can rout all of them at once, somehow, without any of them escaping to the other side of the red line, because that would allow us to win this battle here. So we're finally gonna get going here, and I decide to let the cavalry just simply walk, preserve their strength, while our infantry, they're gonna rush forward and hopefully get in range and protect our javelin men while they take down the cavalry, because they are key to winning this battle here, because they will be able to hold any meaningful effect our cavalry is gonna have in performing rear charges, which is the main way we're gonna be able to rout all of these units at once. So we're gonna slowly stretch out our formation to make sure we keep contact with the beach, so they can't actually outflank us. We also have a few Roman units right here in reserve. I'm gonna keep them around, but not as a frontline unit because they are too important for that. But now our Thracians are gonna get in range, and they are gonna be crucial. Look at this. Firing away, and they are gonna melt these units. Like, they are going down swiftly. They have no chance. And they are gonna waver and rout instantly by first sign of impact from our Thracians, and it's just great. We're gonna keep on advancing so we can range again. And we're gonna keep these guys in sync with these guys here, down here. But in a thicker position formation, I guess, because these guys here, our only goal is for these guys, if they decide to attack, to slow them down. We don't want to get rid of them entirely, we want to slow them down. We see they're sending in cavalry to reinforce down here because they are getting destroyed. And apparently they want all the cavalry on one flank. But by now we do not have all that much ammunition ourselves, so we're slowly running out. And that's gonna be a problem for us because we cannot get rid of all of the cavalry. But the ones we do get rid of will help us win this battle here, because they can do so much damage. And we see now that we have done so much damage to these guys that they're gonna start to run forward even with their infantry. We have triggered their response because they feel like they have taken too many casualties without actually attacking themselves. They have 2 units of cavalry out here on the far right, our left, and we have our cavalry and they will try to intercept them out here. We're gonna pull back our own missile cavalry to keep them in reserve, while our frontline, actual proper mercenary cavalry, will try to actually intercept them. We have 1 unit moving out on the far left of ours and another moving in head on. And here is the thing. This unit right here makes a slight mistake, I guess, which is to move too close, which allows us to charge out, get the charge bonus that increases our speed significantly, so we can catch these units, forcing them to turn around. And not wanting them to actually escape once again, we sent both of our melee cavalry units in to deal with them, and then allowing our missile cavalry to chase after this last unit here. And they're gonna run all the way down to the border and inevitably catch them. At the meantime, our infantry engage theirs. Chaos has erupted, and our units, they are very weak compared to theirs. Like, theirs are proper melee infantry, while ours are supposed to be just garrison units. Roari, early Roari, they are so cheap and so weak. We see our general here moving around here, trying to find a place to flank around and then hit him behind. But our actual general units, they decided to come over on the right side, and will take advantage of that being no cavalry here, so they can get in behind and then start performing rear charges. Just like our other melee units cavalry have done. They are going to charge in, catch another unit of cavalry, and take down some skirmishers. They're going to run around. They're currently, at the moment, running after these guys here, but they have broken. So they will, in due time, turn around and start getting in on this juicy line here where they have all these units. And as you can see, the cavalry units, they are running everywhere. They have a single general unit in the town square for some reason. But this is all they have out here. They have a few units coming in as reinforcements from like units such as this one here in due time. But they will come in from all the way over here. And it will take a while for them to approach. So if we can take out all of these guys here, including their general, they might not even get to fight this battle here because they will waver without actually participating in the battle because they are so outnumbered. And that is a factor you'll have to take in too when you consider morale calculations, I guess. But our general here, our marines, they get in behind and soon they will charge in and have a field day on these guys here because they are so strong, marines, for some reason. It's amazing. But yeah, we've taken out the cavalry, and ours will now be able to get around and do rear charges. But we also see in this scenario here, for instance, that our infantry is not all that great. Despite outnumbering these units here and having them in a hammer and anvil position, they still break. Which means we'll have to disengage with our cavalry at some point, and then wait for these units down here to get in here and start performing rear charges from both sides. We also need to get out of here because they have spearmen running out to support them. But yeah, we are slowly winning out here on the right and hoping that these units here will take forever to actually get out of this battle here. Because, let's see, the nearest red line where they can escape from is over here. It's this one here. And that's going to take a while in DI for units to run from here to there. One of the few advantages actually of this specific battle map is of course the coastline, where this is the case, where they can't actually escape through this entire side here. So in many ways we got quite lucky that this of all maps was the one we had to make our deciding victory or battle in. Because we are gonna win this. We've deployed our Roman units. They are in the thick of combat. The same as our Thracians, or our Thracians, because our Roari and other spearmen, most of them have disappeared by now. They have routed. We have like 1, 2, maybe 3, 4 units left. One of them is right here, keeping a new general unit that has reinforced the battle from actually joining the fighting. They're gonna charge straight into spears, and our generals, wherever they are right here in the thick of combat, they're gonna run out of there and get over here and help take down this general here, because if we can take out the generals, we have a chance at breaking these guys more easily. But as you see right now, most of them are actually starting to break. We've created a chain route of swords, which also forced their general to start running out. At some point during this battle here, one of our generals died again. Not one of the Brutii, but one of the other generals from the Cornelii family again. They keep on dying, the Cornelii. It's not great for us. But it is what it is. We have now started to win over here on the left as well, and they will have to deal with these units out here, because they are going to be an issue. But also a few of them are going to have to run around and hit these guys from a different angle, because they have been caught in combat and they are pretty vulnerable in many occasions. They have taken a lot of damage, and overall it just looks good for us. You can also see on the balance of power down here that we are now favored. That's because all of these units here that we have broken, they can't, or they haven't made it out of the battle yet. So right now it thinks that all that the AI has left is just this general unit and another unit that's out here right now, I know for certain. And nothing else than that. But they, in theory, also have all the reinforcements just waiting to get in here, hoping these guys could run a bit faster, but they are not going to be able to, because we have just destroyed the army and only have this general left to deal with. And we're going to send everything we have available to just hammer this guy to pieces so we can win this battle here. We've also sent a few units, at some point we will at least, send these units here in to take the town center, hoping to destroy the morale even further. But this guy, he's getting charged from all angles, and he is a very versatile unit, but he won't be able to handle this much power from all directions. We're gonna take him down. The one unit that is all the way out there, they have an eager stance right now, but as their general is losing down here, he will start to waver as well. And once the general is gone and dies, these units will waver and rout too, meaning we end up winning this battle here. It is actually kind of crazy, and we only end up losing 1,500 men of our own, which is quite a lot. But considering we didn't have to face half of the Sinopian army, we actually made a really good play here. To be fair, we actually did kill twice as many men as they fielded, so I think we would be able to take down their other units once they actually entered the battlefield, because we still had a lot of cavalry, including these two heavy units here. So we have captured the settlement, and we could subjugate them, but we do not have a single town to actually keep them, so I don't know what's going to go on there. We lost a general, which was fine because he was like not important. We destroyed this entire army, and that's kind of lucky actually. So this means they will only have this army here still to go, but we're gonna loot the settlement, take everything they have, and hopefully they will just disappear from the map. And that's all they have left right there. Okay, good. We are most likely going to get a rebellion down here. Can we get new units here, actually? We have a few turns of replenishing. We can get new units here. Very good, so we will be able to get something going here. We do not have our Thracian units. We have a few of them, but we can't really replenish them all that well. Get you into land again, like that. And the fleet we will disband, because we're not going to sail any further. We sailed this far here, and that will be enough. Now we're going to have to go through Galatian territory. Okay, that's very bad news for us, because they are kind of dangerous. Bithynians, can we get a trade agreement with you? No. But we should be able to get a trade agreement with all the factions that we lost trade with before. Like Carthage here. We're more than willing to fund our little adventure here. With 10,000 gold. And military access, although we do not need that. I mean, we might as well get it. Thank you, Carthage. RDI, you might be willing to trade with us. No. Antigonates. You are good. We can get agreements with you, but that's because you're losing to Epirus, who's taking over all your territory. Maybe just give me your gold then. 1800, there we go, that's good. And you were friends with Bosporan Kingdom. Antagonists at least. So maybe we can get something going with them. It looks like they... oh, not declare war. It looks like they are in quite a few wars actually. But they are not willing to accept anything. Can we get something going with the Galatians? Like maybe a military access pact or something? No. The Galatians have always seemed to be like this tight faction where you can't really get anything done. Let's give them a gift and hopefully we can sway them to our side because we haven't really pissed them off yet. We might be able to get them to our side and that would be very good because if we can get military access we can just slowly push through here. This is our new home at least, so we made it a bit further, not all that far. We created a monster over in Thrace, which we will have to deal with at some point. And perhaps we can get the Bithynians over to our side because they were at war with the Sinnoh before this.
Ready for orders.
But bloody hell. It says we're going to replenish it, but I highly doubt it. It's just going to be for one turn, if any. And I think what we're going to do here is actually disband this and maybe stay here for a couple of turns, actually. We probably should have stayed a little bit longer over in Thrace, maybe keep things going. But now I think we're going to stay here in Sinnoh because we are nice and tucked away. We do not have any enemies nearby, just yet at least. And we can perhaps befriend the Galatians, which will allow us to move through. So we're going to go for a different approach than we have done so far. And we also need to figure out our income, because that is horrendous. We have a secession, apparently. And that's gonna be just a single character, apparently. Like this. Which should be easy enough to deal with. We can just place both our armies nearby, or they can just suffer from attrition. Hopefully they're not gonna work like a proper rebellion and actually start growing in size. Because they have better infantry than us. So this is not gonna help us, this building here. We need something. And I think we're gonna go for some consecrated grounds. And also lowering our taxes again might be a good idea. So we are not less likely to get a rebellion. But I think we're gonna deal with these guys here. Dealing with the secessionists should actually also increase our public order. So get rid of him. We take a few more casualties as expected. But that's how it's gonna be. Kill the captives. And now we're gonna use a neat trick here, which is to just simply... Well, you can't apparently. You can't either, actually. I want to go on a patrol, but we can't for some reason. But basically, if you go on patrol, it is much easier to actually replenish your armies. And that's something we desperately need to do. I mean, we're gonna get rid of some of these units here. We're not gonna get rid of any of the Thracian units that are actually good, because we can't really get any more of them. But like, the ones that we do not necessarily need, like these guys here, we'll be able to keep around. There we go, now we can go into a patrol stance. It will both boost our public order, and it will also, in turn, help replenish the forces, our men. So that's going to be very good for us. And both armies can go into that stance now. And now we just need to hope that these guys will not attack us.
We will gladly listen to your offer.
They are at war with Archbosporus now, so
The spirits know
that might actually end up being an opportunity for us, because, I mean, actually no, not really. Hopefully the Galatians will win that conflict, because we need them on our side. Give them another gift, which means they are now slowly becoming our friends. Can we pay for a military access pact now, by the way?
move me to anger or agreement as you wish of them.
We can't. Can we trade with the Bithynians?
Welcome.
We can for a lot of gold, but we will accept a deal because they are friendly towards us. We are just paying them to be our allies, keeping Tillus at bay, perhaps,
Most welcome.
which is something we desperately need. They are at war with Seleucids, so this might actually help us become friends with Ptolemy, over time at least.
Welcome and speak, remembering that all is within his divine hearing.
I mean, all of these trade agreements here, they are only for the short term, because once we start moving inland, we're gonna lose all these trade agreements. And we can't get trade anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Of friendship that
We are gonna rally the cavalry here, and rebellion imminent, apparently. Etruria and Carthage are at war. Perhaps Carthage is gonna swoop in and take over all of Italy. That would actually be really cool. I mean, they own a lot of the land out here in the far west, so they should have the income for it. And that would actually be really good for us, because if they can take out Epirus, this little bitch town here of Asculum, and Etruria, we will get rid of a lot of our enemies, our wars, which will mean that we'll be more likely to make friends, and factions are less likely to declare war on us.
not welcome. Be like a spear and have a point. Ha ha.
They still don't want anything to do with us. They might accept a non-aggression pact. But not for that amount of gold, apparently.
And stood alone against the world.
Let's offer them a bit more, then.
Any less?
Actually, let's just send them another gift. 200 gold. It's not enough. 300 then. There we go. And 42 is actually kind of reasonable.
Welcome, worthy friend. Let us break bread and
Perhaps we will have to join their wars against, like, some of these factions at least. It's kind of annoying we can't see the Seleucids, because that would be really good. We would get a lot of information through them.
good and noble friend. What an honor you do us. Come,
Because, like,
so that the spirits
we might be able to join one of their wars. Or they're gonna be annoying just like everyone else is about this. So probably not. I mean, our income is improving, and our armies, they can stay together here and slowly replenish.
march. March until your feet bleed.
We have a general here, or a spy that's decreased in rank. Decimus Brutus should be back and able to lead his men again, which will lower army upkeep by actually quite a lot. So that's really good. And he will increase the chance for us to replenish our armies. So overall, I think we are in a decent position here. We might also upgrade our port so we can get more food and a bit more income as well. But for now, I think this is the best that we can do. We should probably also get, like, a dignitary now. Someone to help boost morale, public order, and also replenishment, I believe. Yeah, plus 3% unit replenishment, and growth, and cultural conversion, all of that shit that we need. Because, oh my god, what is this? 7 different cultures in a single region. That's insane. Thracian, Hellenic, Caucasian, where's Persian from? I mean, Pontus probably, but they have been destroyed. But we've come a long way now. We've moved further towards our goal, made a lot more enemies, but we are alive and safe. We are in a decent position, I would say, and we're gonna stay here for a few turns probably. But I think this is also where we're gonna end this episode off, so thank you very much for watching, and until the next episode, take care.